Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, depending on what parts of that stretch of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway you are in, the different situations, even the alternative, if we could call them that, or adjoining routes to that particular bridge. It's chaotic at the moment, but let's find out from Sulaiman Alade to know where exactly he is and get some updates. Morning, Sulaiman. Where exactly are you, and what is the situation at the moment?
Well, good morning, Chamberlain. I think it's a horrible situation. It all depends on which axis of the road you are on. Coming to work first, we got into the traffic from the popular Gridlock bridge connecting the Bane axis. It was a slow speed all the way from that side and from the coming into moving towards Ibadan. So we made a detour. We had to go through Oba because it was understandable. But we had wanted to go through the estates on the one side of that bridge, but we just couldn't get access to it because of the traffic. So we had to go through Oba. But getting to Oba, two things occurred there. First, you have to exit under the bridge, but there is a huge tractor, under that bridge, blocking the road, perhaps because of the construction work going on there. So everybody had to go through that still one way. So trying to access the one-way traffic, that is, we're talking about the traffic leaving Ibadan towards Lagos, so that you can drive against traffic just the way we did yesterday. It's all a mess of situation. No movement as at that time, because as I speak to you now, I can look at the traffic that I had just turned. When I got to a place where I could turn, I moved the car because it was a standstill. So for those coming through that over axis trying to connect Berger, it's a no-go situation. And from this point, you can look at the bridge and see that for those who have successfully made it to the other side of the bridge, driving against traffic, that's the one-way traffic, is all messed up. Now, I think they have successfully caused traffic commotion for those leaving, moving into Lagos, and for those leaving Lagos. I think they've also caused some form of traffic. Earlier on before now, I spoke with our producer, Kanye, who also spoke with the FRSC officials here in Lagos. What they did say is that there's no reason why anyone should go through the one-way traffic because it's not that chaotic or serious as what we witnessed yesterday. But the thing is, whether it's serious or not, people are already there, and there's no movement for people moving towards that axis. And I still don't understand why they can't be that moving chapter that is blocking the road by now. I believe it's still a bit passable.
But is there? Did you see any official, either any traffic official whatsoever?
Not for my point. Certainly not for my point. I had also spoken to someone who is also in the thick of the traffic coming from, some of them couldn't get, the detour which I made because they were coming all the way from the Lagos Island. And so they're caught up in that traffic just before the Mobile petrol station, just before you get to the Castle Oil petrol station. So many of them are still stopped there. And from that axis, none in sight, just the way we saw them yesterday. Yesterday was fantastic. They did a fantastic job. And you and I, we spoke about Lasema and FRSC stepping up to the plate. But today, I don't know what has happened, whether there's another traffic situation or, accident on that axis, whether everyone took it for granted that yesterday was 15 hours non-stop, and maybe the team had to relax, or whether we need a new team there. But whatever the situation is, it is ugly, and it is really, really saddening to see that this is coming just a few hours after that traffic has been cleared. Because don't forget that we were in that traffic to and from work, and we saw what fantastic job they did. But for now, from my own point, I can't see any official. Perhaps maybe they're right there close to before you get to our finals, or maybe on the other side of the other estate leading towards the Opik. So, but from here, nothing of such.
All right, then. So we'll be in touch and get across to safety or road traffic officials as well to get more from them as we progress. Well, thank you, Shalaya. We'll get across to you as we also go ahead.
You're welcome, Chamberlain.
Well, Makwa, so there you go. Some scenario as it is out there But then we also have to appeal to a lot of road users to just, I know there'll be a lot of agitation at the moment, but they need to just see how they could enforce and comply with the road traffic rules so you don't make it all the more chaotic other than what it is out there at the moment. Mark?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. Well, thankfully, to answer some of the questions that we will have as to what exactly is going on along that Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and perhaps to know what's going on with the safety situation around the country, we're being joined by the Corps Marshal, that's the Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. That's the situation we found ourselves 2 days running along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Of course, we're going to have to ask you that, first of all. What precisely is the situation of things? I mean, this morning it's very difficult. It was very difficult for my colleagues to get to work in Lagos, and it's all because of that same road again. Is this just a construction work?
Well, you know, the one thing is this. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has the highest traffic density in the country of 25,000 vehicles per hour. And because of this data, that's why what made the government to call for the expansion, to approve the expansion of the road from 2 lanes to 3 lanes. And unfortunately, that is the gateway out of Lagos. And there's been a lot of development along the expressway up to people coming to work from Mowe, Shagamu. So there's been a lot of estates expansion along the road. So in the morning, you experience inbound. In the evening, you see the outbound ways. And another problem is that when road is under construction, we're about to face this kind of chaotic situation. And even before the construction started, there's been a series of traffic alerts by the Honorable Minister, by the FRSC, and continuously. We witnessed a crash, a crash around 4:45 hours yesterday, involving a tanker, four vehicles involved, 4 lives were lost, 5 vehicles, 4 lives were lost, unfortunately. But there was an explosion, combination of LASEMA. I must commend the Lagos State government for the equipment they were able to deploy, which is expected anyway. Then the LASMA trays, everybody joined hands. And by evening yesterday, traffic has been returned to normalcy. But all those tankers, trailers that had parked over because of the gridlock started moving. And because the inbound lane had been shut down for repairs, leaving only 1 lane, and then that means the 1 lane reduced to single lanes for all the vehicles to pass. There's bound to be a bandwagon effect. And when those trailers, tankers are moving, there's no way for other vehicles to even attempt to overtake. So this was what we experienced. The boys worked overnight, and they're still there. And now they were caught up again with early morning traffic. What we require now is traffic redistribution. All those trailers to be rerouted so that there can be flow of traffic for smaller vehicles and buses. And I'm relocating to Lagos once I finish this morning because it requires a discussion to really reroute. We have 3 options for vehicles to take Lekki, Epen, for another set to take Ikorodu, and the 3rd outlet is to take Abeokuta, Ota, Songota, Ifo, through Abeokuta. That's the most important thing that is required now to reroute so that all those trucks, tankers, trailers can be rerouted for traffic to stabilize a little bit. And we're moving towards the weekend now. It will remain, but I've deployed all the personnel, all the logistics we have there on the road now. As I was coming, I was getting the situation. There's not been any other crash. It's just the traffic.
So yesterday night, one of my colleagues did report that along just before the Otedola Bridge, we understand that another tanker fell.
No, that was a tanker that fell, that was transloading was being done. The transloading, before they can remove, it was not on the road, it was on the out shoulder. The transloading couldn't have been done without the firefighters and another tanker being there to transload it before you can move it.
Okay,
and this was completed.
We have to take a moment now. When we come back, we will talk more about that accident and the options that the Federal Road Safety is offering Nigerians. Do join us again.